I'm turning 59 years old in less than 10 weeks, and you know what? I've never felt better in my life. I feel healthy, I feel energized, I have passions in my life and good relationships, and I'm extremely grateful for that. But you know, I have to ask myself, is this the calm before the storm, right? I'm not going to be healthy and active forever, and I need to keep that top of mind. And in fact, in my case, I'm probably living on borrowed time. My uncle passed away, my uncle on my father's side, passed away when he was 52 years old from a heart attack. My father had his first stroke when he was 56 years old. He had his first heart attack when he was 60 years old. So in a very literal sense of the term, I'm living on borrowed time, and I have to be cognizant of that, right? None of us are going to live forever, and we all know that intellectually. But how many of us are actually making decisions and thinking about life, taking into account that, you know what, we're not going to live forever, and unfortunately, our health span is probably going to be much less than our lifespan. So how many weeks do we have remaining of healthy, active time? And if you're a regular watcher, a regular viewer of my channel, you've heard me use the term that if you're 60 years old, you likely have less than 1,000 weeks remaining of healthy, active time. Sorry about the background noise. Spring is here, and there's a baseball game going on, and I guess somebody got a base hit or maybe a double. So sorry about that noise. But, you know, and spring's a perfect season for this, right? When you're young, you're in the spring of your season. And in many ways, I think many of us still feel like we're in the spring of our year, although we know intellectually we're not, right? I think it's fairly common for people in their 60s to still feel energetic and passionate and having a vitality for life, right? And I think, you know, vitality is an interesting word in the English language. I think I've shared on this channel before. When I was 52, 53, I started learning Spanish and really dove deep into it. And so I'm kind of a student of languages. And I really like the word vitality in the English language because it means two different things, right? It means you're an integral part of an organization, right? You're vital to the organization, you're vital to your family, you're vital to making certain things happen. But it also speaks to our health. And our mental attitude, right? Somebody that has vitality is somebody that's feeling strong and they're mentally in the game and they're just feeling at the top of their game. So, you know, right now I feel healthy. I feel I have vitality, both with what I get to do for a living, right? I'm super lucky. I mean, I work. My life's work is what I'm doing right now, and I'm passionate about it, right? Helping people be deliberate and thoughtful about when they retire. And that's really what the purpose of this channel is to get that message out. You know, my goal is to reach 10 million people with this message over the next 12 months. Might take 2 years, but I'm shooting for 12 months. And you know what? We've got almost 2 million people watching this channel a month. So we're well on our way towards there. And it's a super important topic, right? Just thinking through what retirement means to us and taking advantage of the youth of our senior years. You've heard me use the term, if you're 60 years old, unfortunately, you likely only have 1,000 weeks remaining of healthy, active time. Because of the things that I shared with you, you know, I'm planning on, you know, right now I have 500 weeks, maybe less, of healthy, active time. And I hope I'm wrong, but that's how I'm kind of thinking about things. And I think we all benefit when we think about not just the numbers. Boy, you know, when I talk to people, you know, I'm a financial planner and we spend so much time focusing on the numbers and the plan, but it's every bit as important to think about your life and what still remains and what you want to do with your life. And it's important to think through what are the adventures, what are the experiences you want to have, and which one of these activities is going to be more difficult to get done in the future. We got some kids playing over here. I love the springtime. Which ones are going to be more difficult to do as you get older? And really putting things into time buckets and saying, you know, I learned to surf when I was 50 and 50. And boy, am I glad that I learned to surf. Actually, I learned to skateboard probably at 52. Surfing, I'm glad I did it at 50. Skateboarding, I'm really, really glad I did at 52 because, you know, right now, it takes me a lot longer to heal from injuries. And I use this as an example that there's periods of time where we can do certain activities. So you want to think about what those activities are and think about, you know, what's the best age for me to get this done, and really be cognizant of the fact that, you know, once that time period passes, it might be close to impossible to getting these activities done. You know, would I learn to skateboard at 59? No, I probably won't, because it hurts too much now when I fall on pavements. It's just thinking through these time buckets, and something I don't share often on this channel, but when I was in my 20s, I was big into hang gliding. And not only do you have to worry about, you know, your physical ability to do things, but there's a chapter in your life where you're more likely to do things, and then frankly, in my case, discretion kicks in and you think about all the downsides that could happen. And so you're a different person, even though physically I could learn to, you know, I could hang glide again. I've hung up my wings on the hang gliding side and paragliding. But I'm super glad that I did it when I could, because frankly, I'm a different person now, and just emotionally, I don't think that I would get as much joy out of doing it. And I think my caution, right? I'm just a different person, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So when you time bucket, it's not just your age, but it's also your mental attitude. So it's really important to be thoughtful and deliberate. Another thing that holds people back from getting off of the Excel spreadsheet, all the numbers that they run, the thing that keeps them away from that is it's kind of a crutch, right? As long as you're cranking the numbers and saying, oh, we're only at 80% of plan, we're only at 90% of plan, it's easy to hide from the other big factor, which is, you know, what's your reason for being? What's your purpose in life going to be when you retire? And you know what? There's plenty of things. You're going to find that purpose in retirement. But you've got to go through this valley of uncertainty in order to find this new life post-career, right? So much of our identity is tied into what we do at work, right? What's the first question somebody asks you when you're at a party in the United States, when you're meeting somebody new? May not be the first question, but it's definitely one of the first 10. And that is, what do you do for a living, right? And so how do you answer that when you're no longer working? There is a good answer to that, which is just, you know, this is what I really enjoy doing, right? When somebody asks, what do you do? Say, you know, I really enjoy volunteering for this organization. Or, you know, I'm a baseball coach at the high school, or whatever it is, right? But we've got to transition from this known space to this unknown space. So unfortunately, spending all our time looking at the numbers, looking at the spreadsheets, can be a crutch and keeping us from asking those bigger questions. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, as the kids say, give me a thumbs up for a like. It really does help the channel. Leave me a comment. I love reading the comments. That's really my currency for doing this. Think about subscribing if you're enjoying these videos. Fewer than 20% of the people that watch end up subscribing. I'd love to get that to 50-50. So if you haven't subscribed yet, think about doing that. And until next time, I'm Azul, encouraging you to take full advantage of the youth of your senior years. Remember, we're only young once. Let's use our time wisely. And in case you're wondering what that raging river is, it's the snow melt coming off of these mountains behind me here. So anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.